everybody, welcome to the art room. Perhaps I think you miss art room a lot, right? So anyway, we still have class in this room, and today I want to talk about typography. Actually, typography in design is very important. We're dealing with typography every day, but what is a good typography and how we're going to use typography to create our own fantastic work? This is what we aim at this year. So first of all, we will start with a very simple task. So let's join in and I'm going to show you what we're going to do. You need something. It's better that you have some graph paper. I got a very nice book like this, so for me to drawing, so you need to have the graph paper. If you don't have this kind of book, maybe you can buy some graph paper in the stationery shops. You need pencils, black liner. I'm using 0.5 units and rulers and then erasers. Okay, so first of all, what is your task? Okay, you need to refer back to the Google Classroom. Here I have already given you a poll of typography. So here are some of the examples from the poll that I've taken out. So you need to choose one of the designs from either one of the design. Maybe I'm going to choose A. Then what you need to do is you have to draw the rest of the letters. Here you have letter H, I, M, H, E, R. So that means you have to draw maybe letter B, letter C, letter Q, letter Z, for example. So I want you to base on one typeface and then you do the rest of the collections. Okay, the purpose for doing this, rather than I tell you what is the rule in typography, I want you to discover it by yourself. Okay, so now I'm going to do a very brief demonstrations and how I work with these and going to introduce to you some idea what is typography. So first of all, actually, if you are like a child, in the kindergarten, your English teachers always do things like this, right? On the blackboard, maybe this is called copybook, right? You will have two lines so that you put your letter A within these two lines. Do you still remember? And this line is called the upper line, and this one is called the base line. So that is the very initial ideas of about how was the type was sit on it. But if you look closely enough, if I put a stroke here, this is called axis. So each of the text have its own axis. So in this case, the axis for this type is a straight line, okay, which is perpendicular line, okay. But this one, if there's italic, the axis will be like in an angle. That's why the letter B will be in an angle, C and D, so forth and so on. So that's the very basic idea. You need to have this idea so that you can do the task. So I'm going to show you what I have done. Here I have done, okay. So basically, as I look at the typography, I just drawn based on the scale, okay. So you need to find out the scale of your work, and then you label it down. This is what I did. So how did I did? I'm going to show it right now. First of all, you have to find this is the midpoint of your typography. Okay, if I take the letter X for example, what does it mean? That means if the letter X from front to the back, there is how many letters, like how many boxes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That means the midpoint is 6. Okay, because I erase all this line after drawing it. The midpoint of the typography is 6. That's why I'm going to do a mirror image of this part, right? And then you need to know how wide is the typefaces. In this case, most of the letters, like letter H, letter R is wider compared to letter E. Okay, same as usually letter A, because it's got a slope, so it's supposed to be much wider, like letter O as well. But compared to letter B, you can do the variation depending on the total look of it. How do you want to look at it? Like it's more even. Understand? So the first step is, imagine I'm doing letter K for you to show you. So here I got, remember this is the upper line, this is the base line, here the middle part of it, okay? So I want to have the same interval, like the width of the letter J. So that's why now I'm just put two lines here. Later on, we can erase this line. Okay, so we know that letter K, this part is actually it's just a straight line. So same with the other situation. So I want these lines have some sort of thickness to it, right? So here I give it two boxes. I mean, two boxes, if you see like that. So that's right. Now I'm going to draw two lines. Okay, if you're not so sure, now you can come up with your rulers so that you can have a perfect straight line. Okay, and then we know the ending. This is called serif, like a leg. Okay, so the serif will come up like this, is two boxes. If you look at these, one and two boxes up here, and then it have a curve like that. So same on the other side. So same on both sides, okay? Now we have the letter K. Since we know that it would come from this angle, then remember this is the middle line, so maybe I want to meet the middle line. So I want the little K, somehow the bottom, start with these. Then I'll just draw from there. But I know the midpoint is somewhere in here. So this is the midpoint of that. So what does it mean? That means here is one box, here is one box, one box space. Remember, one box and one box space. That's why first of all I draw the middle of it. It hit the bottom, and then I created one box and the other side. Do you get what I mean? Okay, but then it's going to have a serif, remember? So it's going to end like that very gradually, and like that. So it's okay that it come across a bit bigger. And then same in here. And then one boxes and one boxes. So I follow through the same idea. Okay, now basically I've done the drawing. So the next step is use the liner. Okay, so I want you to make sure it's very sharp and nice. So if you like, you can use the liner to do the outline first. Okay, and then later on we take this thicker one. So like that. Okay, to color it. Make sure it's very sharp, all the line. So you have to have a very started hand so that the line will be very lovely, and at the end you just erase all these lines. Understand? So I've done one version like this, and then I also try to make the other one. Okay, if you look at the other one, you need to look at the format of it. This one is more classical, and very interestingly in the midpoint, actually it's got a pointed tool like this, and then on the stroke it's also divided up into parts, so it kind of like split it like the tongue of a snake like that, and at the other side as well. And very important issue is that this one have a drop shadows, if you're noticing the drop shadows. So we need to catch all the details as we're trying to transfer to it. Okay, so that's why after I've looked at it, I just try to transfer all the details in it like that. Okay, so I use my imagination because I can see there's some sort of drop shadows inside. That's why I decided to draw it like that. Understand? Okay, so what you have to do is please draw all the letters like that, and what I'm expecting is the same as mine. So you can have all those letters in one size, just focusing on just one letters. If you find I really love that letters, make it enlarge like what I did for just one letters, but the rest of the letters you can keep the same size. Understand? So that is the first challenge. By the way, do you know how long I have worked with these typography? Because I get used to it. I spent about 1.5 hours non-stop working on it. So in case if you need to finish the whole collections, I highly suggest you each day, at least, you tell yourself, spend at least like you have to spend at least 2 hours just to finish as much as you can. So I guess just with this assignment, it takes you a week. In every day you need to spend 1 or 2 hours in it. Okay, so that's hard work. But if you have this hard work, then you know the idea how to decide typography, and you will have a good days in the future, because we have lots of projects dealing with typography in the future, and even though in a public exam you will use it very often. So it's worth to do in your time and spend some time on it. Hope you enjoy. Bye bye.